welcome or welcome back to Life on the Franch. Today we are going to be doing some testing of Hickey Hacks. That's right. From the people who brought you Life on the French Kiss, we are here to test out how to get rid of a hickey effectively. Now, this requires first that one has a hickey, which I don't. Or do I? And I've just hidden it. But I'm going to be giving myself 3 hickeys on my arm. So I'm going to do that first. And then we're going to be testing out some of the most popular hickey hacks to see if they actually work or not. So let's get started. It's really hard to take seriously. So, okay, we've got 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go back in for 2. This one will darken.
The third one looks good.
Yeah. These 2, they're too bony.
Yeah, you might have just chosen 4 locations. There's your thumbnail.
Okay, well that was somebody's fetish. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. Alright, so the first thing that they tell you to do is, if right after you get a hickey and you don't want it to stick around, you're supposed to, the first thing they said is massage the hickey. So I'm just going to massage my hickey.
What's a good hickey versus a
bad one?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like them dark. My mom really hates them. And you know what? And I was watching all these like tutorials about how to get rid of them. You know, like I would never go out in public with a hickey. And it's like, can we move past that, please? Like, why is it such a bad thing to have a hickey? Like, you had a good time. Good for you. Show it off, you know? You're just jealous. You know?
How'd it work?
Okay. So they said it would spread the redness around, which it did. So now we just need to wait and see if it goes away. So it's going to get redder and then it should disappear, is what they say. So it is redder. Now we need to test the coldness. So I need to get the cold spoon, please. Put this spoon in the freezer. You can use an ice cube too, but whatever. So you're just supposed to push this against the hickey. Because hickeys, according to every video that I've watched, they're like bruises. So you want them to fade more? You should ice them. I don't really know why a spoon. I think it's because it goes along with other hickey hacks that we'll be showing later that also have to do with friction. So friction is a theme, and spoons also a theme. Okay, so we'll see. It's more red, but that's what happens when you ice something. This is still red. So we'll see. We'll see if, you know, we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so we have massage, we have ice. Now we have the one that we've done nothing to. This one. It's still not very dark. Can I use your arm?
Try.
Alright, your arm's pale, so we're gonna try this. It's like a vampire. It's like the scene from Vampire Diaries where they're in the bathroom and Damon has this face like he's getting, and okay, here we go. Clearer than mine is.
It's not about being clearer. Yours just didn't make the impact.
It's darker though. It has like a little bit of darkness around it. Alright, well, yours is red, so we're gonna go with yours. Okay. So this is the makeup one. Oh my god. So this is the makeup hack that I saw. So you put concealer, which I don't have. I have this. Onto the hickey first. And you're supposed to cover the whole thing. Then you let that layer dry. Now imagine the skin color is the same. Okay, because clearly this wouldn't work on my arm because it would be too light and it's too dark on yours. That's the difference. But here we go. Okay, put a little layer on. Very nice. Okay, let that dry.
How is this a hack? This is just putting on makeup to cover up the hickey.
But it's only 2 products. And so typically where people, I think, go wrong is when you put on makeup, you usually use a beauty blender for concealer. But it soaks up a lot of the concealer. Like, it absorbs it. So you want to use your finger or a brush to tap it into place so that it stays on top of the hickey. And then the final step is you use a powder and you don't brush over it like you normally would with powder. You just tap. Because you don't want the concealer to be removed. And then you would, of course, brush your powder, to blend.
That hickey, gone.
Gone. Like it wasn't even there. Okay. Great. So that's, a temporary hack. A temporary hack. But, like, if you're getting, listen, there's no judgment. If you were with a partner, like, a different partner the day before, and you're going to a new partner today, and you might spend the night, makeup comes off, right? So we need, like, a long-term solution. I do think the icing and the massaging helped lighten it, but they're not completely gone. Can you see that?
The icing looks like it did better than the massaging.
I agree. I would do the ice over the massage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is my third one.
What the heck?
Now, in the first tutorial that I watched, I'm going to link all the tutorials I watched below because they're a little funny. But this one was the funniest. Woo! Okay, stay. So, you can use a regular spoon. I'm going to show that first because this is stupid, but this is what he does in the video. But basically, it's the friction idea. So, you're trying to create friction for 2 minutes on top of your hickey in one direction. So, like, for example, down, 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 down. Like that for 2 minutes. And you can use the edge of the spoon. I think that would probably be the most effective. You want something that's going to give you, like, something you can push down on. But the guy in the video, so I think we're going to do it with the spoon. But the guy in the video is like, you can do it with a screwdriver. And I just want to see how that feels. Because maybe I'm a masochist. But here we go. I mean, it's not the worst feeling, but like, there is no, like, look at how many scratch marks I'm getting. Like, it's gonna get redder.
It's also such a thin amount of space, you might as well use the spoon.
Agreed. Also, I mean, you do get more pressure. I can definitely feel the leverage. But, you will scratch your arm up with this. Like, look at that. So I'm gonna try it with the spoon. 2 minutes on the clock. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. But it also kind of hurts. Like, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. Which again, brings me back to my point of why the hell do we care if people have hickeys or not? I don't get it. Someone please explain it to me down below. Like, sex needs to stop being so taboo. It's not even sex, it's like kissing. You could be making out and get a hickey, like on your neck. So like, why the shame? That's 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Alright. So now we're supposed to let it rest for 5.
It looks worse than it did before.
Right. It's supposed to spread it out, so it's supposed to get worse before it gets better. So this is the pink. Alright, so now we just need to see if it gets better in 5 minutes. Let's hope it does. Right now it looks like I've bruised here. This looks like kind of nothing. The ice thing I think kind of worked. Like to get rid of it, at least to a point where you could like easily cover that with makeup. And even this one, like now that the redness is faded, is not bad. It's not the best. It wasn't very dark to begin with. I take it back. This one I don't think worked. I don't think the friction worked on this first one.
You mean the massage?
The massage. Massage did not work. I think the ice helped, but it's still there. It's like this one stops here, so it's like right there, and it's still kind of there. But again, manageable with makeup. So let's hope that this friction thing worked, or I'm gonna have like a giant hickey, like from a giant, on my arm, and my therapist is gonna be concerned tomorrow. All right, so it's been 5 minutes. I mean, does it look like a hickey anymore? No. Is it still red? Yeah. And if this was on your neck... Wrong direction. If this was on your neck, I don't know that making something more red and bigger is the idea. Because then it just looks like maybe you're into breath play.
Or you have a rash.
Or you have a rash, sure. My mind's clearly somewhere else than yours. But anywho, so I think the best solution is makeup because it heals while it's underneath, and all you need for a hickey is time for it to go away. If you want to try the friction method, you can. Ice right afterwards seems to help. If you're someone who doesn't have any makeup, your best bet is ice. And then if you want to try friction after that, you can, but be warned, it's going to get worse before it gets better, if it gets better at all. Mine's not getting better, it doesn't seem like. So I would just ice it, and then wear a scarf, turtlenecks, collared shirts, thank you. I mean, it's a hickey. Like, it just takes time. But if you found this video helpful in either giving you tips or debunking myths so you don't have to try them, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of our content, click subscribe. Ding the bell button to know when we post, which is every day. But most importantly, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!